What was that experience that felt like it just couldn't get any worse, but somehow did? I was getting ready to jump in the shower to go work for a few hours when I heard a knock on the door. I went and answered it, and to my amazement there were a bunch of cops outside. They told me they had had a complaint of loud noise and possibly domestic violence. I just laughed and said no, that's not here, as I live alone. One of them asked me if I had any ID on me so they could go about their business. My wallet was on the wall right by the door, and so I pulled my ID out and handed it to one of the officers. He looked at it and asked me if I could step outside. Again I kind of chuckled and said yeah, no problem. As soon as I stepped out of the door of my house, the other officer said turn around, put your hands behind your back. I looked at him kind of funny. What for? I said turn around. So I turned around. I put my hands behind my back. Suddenly I felt handcuffs. As they set me down in front of the house on my bench, I asked one of the other officers what this was all about. He said there's a warrant out for your arrest. Now mind you, I have never been in any kind of trouble at all in my life, and so again I kind of chuckled. I said, what kind of warrant? I don't know, it's from out of state. Now I'm starting to get a little freaked out. So the officer leads me into the car. All I have is my gym shorts, flip-flops, and my cell phone. That of course was taken from me. As we're driving to the jail about 45 minutes later, I asked the officer what this is all about. He said, I really don't know, it's an out-of-state warrant and we've got to take you to jail. And it looks like there's a no bond clause on this warrant. This means until I figure out what this is, I'm stuck there. I was put into a holding cell with about 15 gang members in Fort Lauderdale, Broward County Jail. At about 11 that night, I was transferred to a holding jail. I was then given a 2-inch mattress and a blanket and told to go to sleep on the floor. At this point I've asked probably 4 or 5 officers what's going on and nobody seems to know. I haven't seen an attorney and I don't have any telephone numbers memorized. So the next day I ask an officer again what's going on and how do I find out. He comes back and simply says it's an out-of-state warrant, you'll have to wait to see the judge. I asked for access to my cell phone so I can find some numbers and call somebody. At that point they told me they won't let me unless there's a court order. Here's where it gets really bad. I don't see a judge for 8 days. Yep, you heard that right, I'm 8 days in jail not having any idea why, not seeing an attorney and having no access to call anyone. I finally see a judge on the 8th day and he tells me it's an out-of-state warrant, and again he doesn't know what it's for, and I have a choice. I can fight the warrant or I can concede to it. If I fight, I'm going to probably be there for 6